good evening, viewers. Welcome to another beautiful episode of What's Trending on Some TV, the pulse of the nation. We are live on Some TV on Facebook, or we are live on Facebook at Some TV, and we're also live on YouTube at Some TV. Some TV is a show of interaction where we give you what is trending on social media, where interaction takes place, conversation where you air out your own opinion. And it's your girl Fatima Madi, capacity lady. I will meet them in the studio. I have a special guest with me in the studio that knows how to converse. She's a conversationist. We'll meet them in the studio, and you'll get to hear her talking and talking because she's got all the comments and everything you want to hear. And it's not another person than Mrs. Esther Oka-Steven. Thank you for joining me today on the show. It's nice to have you on my show today.
It's a pleasure being here. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Ma, for coming. So, guys, sit back and relax because we've got you what is trending on social media. Our first story goes like this. It's a tragic story that happened in Abraka, Delta State. How a newborn baby lost both parents within 48 hours. This is so painful. On the day of the dedication of the child in church, the child lost her both mother and father due to an argument that happened between both parents. The lady's name is Lucky and Bella. Bella and Lucky got into a fight on the day of their dedication, their child's dedication, and they lost the mother. So let's watch the video and hear the story before I will give room for suggestion and opinion. But before then, a number will be displayed on the screen so that you can call in to air out your own opinion, because this show is all about interaction, communication, entertainment, and lots more. So our number will be displayed. So why not join our trend? Why not be part of what's trending today? But before then, let's watch the video before I give room for suggestion, comment, and opinion.
Horrible happened in Abraka, Delta State, Nigeria on Easter Sunday, which was the 20th of April 2025. That Sunday was supposed to be the day when a young couple, identified simply as Bella and Lucky, were to take their newborn baby to the church for child dedication. However, that Sunday ended with Bella losing her life in the hands of someone she never would have ever imagined. But that was not all. 48 hours after her body was found, another familiar remains would be discovered on a farmland in Abraka, marking the end of what you'd consider a truly horrible love story. It all began on Sunday, April 20th, 2025, a day meant for celebration, renewal, and hope. For young Bella, it should have been one of the happiest days of her life because she and her boyfriend, Lucky, were planning to dedicate their newborn baby in church that very morning. Child dedication is a significant event in many Nigerian households. It is more than just a ceremony. To most people, it is a public expression of gratitude, faith, and optimism for the future. For a young mother like Bella, this was supposed to be her proud moment, walking into church with her baby, beautifully dressed, surrounded by friends and family, giving thanks for a safe delivery, and also praying for the child's future. The Sunday morning began like any other. Lucky called Bella, asking her to come over with their baby. According to reports, Lucky had told Bella to come over to his place to collect money so that she could buy more drinks for the ceremony. Trusting the father of her child, Bella dressed her baby and made her way to Lucky's house. Little did she know that she was walking into her final moments on earth. When Bella arrived at her boyfriend's house, the two of them reportedly got into an argument, but after some minutes, everything went silent except the continuous cry of their newborn baby. Bella's baby had been crying for a very long time, so much that the neighbors became concerned and decided to go check what was going on. On arriving at the couple's flat, the neighbors noticed that the door had been locked. They called the couple's names, but none of them responded. The situation became deeply concerning because, if at all, Bella had fallen asleep, which was also unlikely to happen since she had a big day ahead. The continuous cry of her baby should have done just enough to wake her up. The neighbors suspected that something was definitely wrong somewhere, so they decided to break into the apartment and find out what was going on. On opening the door, the neighbors found Bella lying unresponsive on the floor, with signs of physical injury on her body. It was immediately determined that she had already passed away. They also found her child innocently lying beside the mother. The neighbors checked the house, but Lucky was nowhere to be found. It was then suspected that he may have committed the heinous act before locking both Bella and the baby inside the house and fleeing the scene. The child dedication ceremony that was supposed to take place that Sunday morning was put on hold as the news of Bella's tragic death continued to spread through the community. Friends and family began searching for Lucky, but he could not be found. He had gone into hiding while also trying to come to terms with what he has done. In the hours following the murder, Lucky was reported to have made several emotional phone calls to his closest friends. Over the phone, he cried, saying he didn't know what came over him and that he regretted his actions. Lucky told his friends that he and Bella had a fight at his house on the day of their child's dedication. He claimed that during the argument, Bella picked up a knife and attacked him, thereby injuring him in the process. Lucky said he managed to overpower her and also attacked her in return, not knowing that it would lead to a tragic death. There were no reports on what actually led to their argument, but that was definitely not the first time the two had fought. Also, it is not known, and judging from how things later played out at the end, we may never know whether Lucky's accounts of the events was the truth, or if it was just an attempt to justify his actions. However, what we do know is that when his friend advised him to turn himself in to the police, Lucky gave a very chilling response. According to reports, Lucky told his friend that he would rather kick the bucket than go to the police. After making this declaration, his phone was said to have gone silent, and that would mark the very last time anyone would ever hear from him. Bella and Lucky were said to have been in their early 20s. They were not married. Mystery. Friends and family were unrelenting in their search for him. His phone remained switched off, and no one else had heard from him after the last phone call where he vowed not to turn himself in to the police. Some people initially believed that he had escaped to another state, while others assumed he might be hiding somewhere within the same Delta state. However, when the truth about his disappearance finally...
Wow, this is really a tragic story indeed. Okay, viewers, our number is displayed on the screen. You've just heard the story and you've just watched the video. The story and the video that was playing, that were the victims that were involved in the incident. But I will now give room for comments from my guest in the house today. She's here and she will touchlight this matter for us very well so that our own advice to youth, because those people, the victims that were involved, were just children. And it's from the story, it's like they were not even married in the first place. But let me give room for my guest in the house to also air in her own opinion and her reaction. All right, Madam Esther, so what do you have to say about this whole the story you just heard? A tragic one for that matter.
Yes, it's indeed a tragedy. The story is indeed a tragic story, just as you've said.
Yeah.
According to the video displayed on screen, and to what I noticed, indeed, just as you say, they weren't married. Okay, and they were preparing for Easter celebration, of which they are to dedicate the child on Sunday.
Yes, ma'am.
And then the boy called her to come and get more money for drinks.
Yes.
And as the process of coming for the drink, they got into a fight in the room because she left her parents' house to the guy's house.
Exactly.
So when she got there, before a quarrel came up, just as the neighbors said. And so, unfortunately, the door couldn't open when they were hearing the voice of a baby crying.
Yeah.
They thought she was asleep or something.
Exactly.
And it rang in their head that if this woman is asleep, no matter what, the voice of the child could have woken her up.
Yes.
And since they now felt something strange, they had to break in, according to how the story says. And on breaking in, they found out she was dead, with blood stains all over her head and arms, isn't it?
Yes.
And then they now noticed that Lucky had disappeared, of which it was said that the incident happened in Abraka Delta State.
Exactly.
They noticed the guy have disappeared. And then, furthermore, some eyewitnesses, like the friends, said he later called them, crying and talking, saying he never meant to do what happened to Bella.
Yeah.
That actually he called Bella to get more drinks for the celebration of the child's dedication the next day. And then, unfortunately, they broke into an argument, of which made Bella to go pick a knife to stab him. That the process of her trying to stab him, he now collected the knife and then used it on her mistakenly.
Yes.
Hello, everyone. You've had it from Lucky's friends. Lucky's friends said, Lucky said it wasn't intentional, but the act is already done. But meanwhile, the friends also said that Lucky told them that after that call, nobody is going to hear anything from him again. And since then, nobody heard from Lucky. Nobody knows of Lucky's whereabouts either. So my intake on this issue is this. And also, according to the story displayed, it was said that her parents have been warning her on several occasions to avoid Lucky.
Exactly.
Initially in the relationship.
Yes.
That was what I had in the video also. And so my intake in this is this. You know, youths of nowadays, we are so a kind of desperate because we need, as in we want flashy things from the video. It's like the guy is also someone that has it. And also, I can see a gift, a picture of when the girl was unwrapping a gift of her pregnancy, how he drew her, presented a gift. You know, many of us, we are drawn to a kind of life of a luxury like that. You might love somebody because of that person's position also. And so, when your parents try to stop you, be like, oh, what did my mommy know? What did my daddy know? This is love. I'm in love. And so you don't talk to me like that, you know. And most times you don't know that your parents are right. That is just it. Because now, I believe it's not just the even neighbors too would be like, Bella, take this relationship jejely like.
Yeah.
But she now, because of what she's gaining and what she's liking, she would not. And now, look at what the love has drawn her into. So my advice is this. Please, we should know our partner very well before continuing in a relationship. We should know the attitude of that person. We should know the character of that person. If it's a troublesome somebody, if your partner or your lover is somebody that loves quarreling, that loves argument, you people should sit on it and tackle it, because he said Bella came to the house, according to this friend, and then a quarrel began. And also neighbors said they are used to quarreling. That is in the first. That was why when they were shouting with baby inside, nobody dare go in to say, you people should stop this. So in a relationship that is fond of argument, you people should be putting a voice, should be putting a stop in such relationship. You know, nowadays many people see it that a boyfriend that doesn't beat his girlfriend is weakened.
Yeah.
You understand? They'll say, this guy is not a man. He don't know how to fight. And many women enjoy beating. They thought maybe it's love.
Exactly.
They say a relationship without fighting is no love. No.
Exactly.
Your guy mustn't beat you. If you beat my daughter and you said you love her, I'm going to call off that relationship and I will sue you. I will deal with you.
Exactly.
You don't beat my child that you love her. You don't. So youth, please don't. That is not love. That is nonsense. It makes no sense.
Yes.
So when you are into a relationship that there is much argument, that there is much fighting, you put a stop. And also, what Bella did that was okay for me was for the boy, for making the parents to know her boyfriend. But the character of the boy, I guess, is the reason why Bella's parents never wanted the relationship.
Exactly.
And now it has resulted to Bella's death. So please, young ladies out there, young guys out there, we should learn to be controlling our temper.
Okay.
But yes, we should learn to be controlling our temper.
All right. Thank you very much, Madam Esther, for your own opinion. I really love what you said about the youth obeying their parents, because like you said, this Gen Z generation now, they are desperate when it comes to love and all of that. And we allow love to overshadow our brain. When you are in love like this, your head is not correct again. So thank you for your own opinion. Thank you for your suggestion. Thank you for your advice. I just hope that our youth out there will listen and abide by it. All right, let's move on to our second story that says man dies after catching his partner cheat on him. A discussion on mental health needed. Okay, this story is about a 22-year-old boy from the University of University of Education wannabe in Ghana State, in Ghana, where he killed himself after he catch his girlfriend with another boy. The name of the boy is Nicholas Kumi. This story has sparked controversy and divided the internet, with some calling him a coward and others mocking him in death. And while others are saying that men's mental health also is needed to be, is a conversation to talk about. Okay, this story now, like I said, is about a mental health issue about guys. So I would like, this is a picture of the guy and the Christian that killed himself because he catch his girlfriend cheating. So Madam Rakista, I want to ask you this question. You see this reign of honor, this guy is a little boy that got himself suicide. This is all about suicide. We talk every day on some TV about suicide and all of that. And this 22-year-old boy decided to kill himself. So what is your own comment? People are mocking him. People are saying he's this, he's that, he's a coward. So what are you going to say about this young man that just killed himself because of a lady?
Well, as in my own aspect, in my own part, I call it childishness.
Exactly.
It takes a man and an art to love a woman.
Yeah.
What does a child know about love? If you are not man enough to bear and to persevere, I don't think you can go for love.
Exactly.
And moreover, they said he's a 22-year-old boy. Maybe he just got into it for the first time. And he's thinking maybe when he loves, he will be with the lady forever, just like his mommy and daddy.
Yeah.
But I believe you don't even know the real story of how the dad and the mommy went far before finding themselves, getting themselves together in the house. He thinks maybe they just woke up one morning and then the daddy just loved the woman as the first woman and then gets married to her. Maybe that was his thinking. So he never expected any heartbreak.
Okay.
So just as I said, maybe he's an upcoming child. And maybe that is his first time of going into a relationship, because somebody, that's why I say it takes a man to love. Somebody that has known what the meaning of relationship is, what love really is, will not do such. Okay. I have seen instances whereby people catches their spouse, their loved ones, their girlfriends, and we even had a case where somebody fly from a flyover that is going to kill himself because the girlfriend cheated on him. Yeah. No, it makes no sense. That's nonsense. Okay. So my intake in this is this. Indeed, just as I said, it's childishness. He wouldn't have gone that far. He have friends. He would have met one or two of his friends that are aware he have a girlfriend, and then tell them that look at what my girlfriend has done, and it's eating me up. And also my advice, what I even have to say concerning this matter, a 22-year-old boy, an 100-level student, you have a girlfriend. It's not a bad thing to let your mom or your dad to be aware you've gotten a girlfriend.
Yes.
Yes. It's something a good child is supposed to do. And if your parents is against it, you are feeling, okay, they are too religious, you are supposed to have at least somebody close to you in the house or in the school to be sharing your feelings with. And also, parents should not be strict on their children concerning relationship, despite our religious. Yes, we are being somehow so religious that when I see you with a girl, I know the Bible is against it, but sometimes there's feelings, there's emotions, there's feelings, just as I said. So be opened up. Teach them sex education. Don't say because I'm a Christian, I cannot discuss sex education with my child. No. You discuss sex education with them. Make them to feel they are not just children. They are also part of you. They are your brothers. See them the way you see your brothers. As maybe he speaks with someone in the house concerning this girl, and this girl, maybe somebody in the house is aware he have a girlfriend, and an issue like this comes up, I believe he might have run to that person to say, look at what she has done. I've caught her with somebody, and it's hurting me and it's eating me up. Then the person would have advised him, okay, bring her, let me talk to her, or just forget about her, or you understand?
Yes.
His parents are not aware.
Exactly.
He have no one close that is aware, maybe he's doing it secretly. And that is why he had to hurt himself at the process of dying before voicing it out that I am dying because my girlfriend cheated on me. So please, youth out there, when you are into a relationship, make sure you have one or two persons that you are sharing your relationship ideas with. And please let a member of your family be aware because of incidents like this, especially the younger one that are just entering universities, getting involved with new friends. Please let your family be knowing many of your activities you are into. I guess that is what I have to say.
Thank you very much, Madam Esther, for your own comment. I really love this advice that you're giving to our youth out there. All right, viewers, if you're just joining us, this is What's Trending on Some TV, a show where is an interactive where we talk about what's trending on social media. And we talked about a lady that we just finished talking about, a guy and a lady that they lost their life due to careless acts. And when it comes, and my guest here gave her own opinion, and she said, please, let's try and minimize anger issues and all of that. And this is the second story we were just talking about, a 22-year-old boy who killed himself because he caught his girlfriend cheating on him, and he had to commit suicide and die. And people were people were mocking him and calling him coward, while they said mental health needs to be discussed. Okay, so drop your comment on Facebook or your comment on YouTube. Tell us where you're watching from. All right, let's see what our netizens are saying about this. At Amirat_Chu said, no one is worth dying for. I feel for his parent. I also pray for his soul. But seriously, the sight of human beings mocking the dead, they fear me. Exactly. So somebody has died and you mocking him in his grave is something to checkmate. Because I don't understand why someone is already dead and you come online and be mocking him. Okay, it is well. At Fizzy Crew said, this guy may have already have suicide thought before this. You see? Exactly. If not, he won't just wake up one day because he catch his girlfriend cheating and decided to just commit suicide and die. Maybe he has just have this thought, whenever my girlfriend cheats on me, what will I do? I'll just kill myself and die. That was why he took that action he did. So let's be mindful of how we set boundaries on how we list the list of the do's and don'ts we want to do. At Francis_Boo said, this is why I don't love playing with people's feelings. If I don't love you, I'm not saying yes to you, no matter how rich or handsome you can be. Rest in the paradise. Wow. At Charlie_ said, this should be a lesson for parents to teach their children about love. Because many children are so fragile in act. It's a pity to his parents, and I pray God forgive him his action and grant him eternal rest. Chai, he's just a handsome child. Yes, he's just a child. Like my guy said here, he's just a child. It's a childish act, and he doesn't have the courage. He doesn't have the heart to love. That was why he did what he did. So viewers out there, let's be cautioned. And our number is still displayed on the screen. If you're watching us and you want to be part of what's trending, call in and air out your comments, your opinion on what you think about what's trending. Moving on to our last but not the least trend, says, is this Christ-like? Man calls out gospel singer Nathaniel Bassey for blocking him. Okay, let me read the story so I can give room for suggestion, comments, and opinion. A young man has taken to his page to call out gospel singer Nathaniel Bassey for blocking him from his social media page. The young man took to his Twitter page to question his followers after he was blocked by this artist. He questioned if Jesus could block people if they were in the era of digitalization and social media for having different opinion. The man further stated that Christian religion should be audited in Nigeria. In his words, Nathaniel Bassey blocked me. Tell me, is this Christ-like? Jesus had social media in his time. Could he be blocking people for having different opinion? This right here is why I keep saying Nigerian Christianity needs a serious audit. Wow. This whole trend is something to talk about. But I will give my guests here her own opinion to talk based on her own religion. Is this Christ-like for him to block gospel singer as a celebrity? Yeah, people love his music and all of that. So is this Christ-like to block a follower that gave his own different opinion on some post I don't know about?
You know, the story is making me to laugh, and why it's making me to laugh is the question the guy asked, that if Jesus Christ was on Facebook. Is that how he will be blocking people? No, he will only block the devil.
Yeah.
That is what I believe. Jesus Christ will block the devil. And if your chat, your conversation is not Christ-like, just as he wanted it, he's going to block you.
Definitely.
Imagine, some even knew that, even just let us do away with religion here now. You as a normal person, there are certain chats, there are certain people you will have to block to have your peace.
Exactly.
If someone is like not going in line with you, trying to create an argument with you on your page, someone is trying to bring problem of distraction on your page, what do? That's my question for the guy.
Yeah.
What is he going to do? Is he going to just allow that person to ruin his page?
Exactly.
And destroy his stuffs online?
Peace of mind.
No. His peace? No, it will block you up. So let's know whether religion or not is a normal thing to do. And even during the time of, just as he said, the days of old, if it's the time of our Lord, will he do that? Yeah. It's going to work out for good. Yes, shunning the devil, wasn't it something? Yes, he came to die for the sinners, but notwithstanding, you don't just allow lots of things to happen from the lessons Jesus Christ have shown.
Yeah.
There are certain things you have to cut off from your life. And if there are things that will give you a headache, there are things that will lead you to sin, there are things that, if cutting it off will give him peace, then fine, allow him to do it. But you bringing it out on social media, saying this, saying that, I don't think you will get the right answer that will suit you, because everybody wants peace of mind. Him too, I guess he blocked you probably because he might not want your discussion, your conversation, your comments.
Yes.
Maybe he blocked you based on your comments. And maybe he blocked you because you both are not flowing fine. That was the reason why I believe he blocks him. Not that he blocks him because he don't love him, because he is not a Christian, he's not a good Christian or so. I guess he blocked you for his own peace of mind. So don't be offended about that.
Thank you very much, Madam Esther. You've heard. She's actually correct. If we are going to judge based on my own opinion, this is exactly what I'm going to say. Because for my peace of mind, for my safety, I rather just block you in peace so that I will not see what you're posting. Because everybody have different opinion on what they do. Because now he's trying to guilt trip or blackmail Nathaniel Bassey. Why would he say, is he Christ-like? You get, so Nathaniel Bassey is a gospel singer. He does his music, and almost everybody love his music. There are some Muslims that listen to Nathaniel Bassey's songs. So he's a cool person, and when he says he doesn't want something, it's not something to come online and drag him out. All right, viewers, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Madam Hester, for having you on my show.
It's a
and
pleasure.
We've come to the end of today's episode on What's Trending on Some TV. Before I go, let me give you a recap of what we talked about. Our first story, we talked about a guy and a lady, a newborn baby that just lost both parents on the day of the childhood dedication. That was a tragic story, and it was a really, really bad experience for that child. Now the child is an orphan. Practically is an orphan because he doesn't have a mother, doesn't have a father on a special day of their life. Wow. And our second story, we talked about a man, a boy, a 22-year-old boy of the University of Education, Wanabi in Ghana, where he killed himself, and people were calling him coward, others were calling him, others were saying his mental health is important, and others were laying his body to rest. And our last story, which we finished talking about, was about Nathaniel Bassey, a fan dragging him online about him blocking him. All right, thank you, viewers, for watching. Thank you, Madam Esther, for coming to my show. I really appreciate you. I still remain Fit Mama, a.k.a. Capacity. Goodbye for now.